Okay, now what we're going to illustrate here is how to get access to both the height and the length. And the first one that is a common denominator is we are going to have to get access to the height. And we will be taking this assembly off. If you actually brought this system in and installed it, you will recognize what you're going through because it's the way the system is shipped is this thing is actually screwed on as part of the installation. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this height assembly off right now, and the first thing we do is to get access to the back panel. We undo 2 screws at the back panel. Now the back panel will slide out. Sometimes you might give it just a little start, and it slides out, comes off very easily, and you can set that aside. And if you take a close look here with the camera, you'll have 2 cables coming out here. This particular cable goes to the height arrays, which go up here, and the other one, and it's got an RJ connector, comes up here. This is the status board. Now both of these of course go inside the machine and connect up to the CPU board. And what we have to do if we're going to take this the height array off is we're going to have to disconnect the cables. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take 8 screws off which hold this unit on. So the first thing we do of course is taking out the cables themselves, and we're careful also once this assembly is off to feed the cables through so they don't get caught. So the next thing we're going to do now is just take the 8 screws off that hold this on. You'll see some other screws that are on there. As he's taking this off, I'll just show quickly. These particular ones here, you don't touch these. These are set up during installation. And what they do is they center it so that the height is perpendicular. And they are factory set and don't have to be touched. Now when the height assembly does come off, it's fairly heavy, but handleable. We got one left. Or 2. Rick is just studying it as he takes the last one off here. Now as he lifts it up, he's going to just make sure to guide the cables through. And then he lifts it up and you can take it for working on it. Okay, now the next step in this is to remove the lens cover. And by the way, if you were just replacing the lens, all you would have to do is take this off, and this would have slid off on the machine. But of course, we are trying to access the arrays, so this is just part of the procedure. So the lens cover cap comes off. Now what we'll do is flip over the assembly, and now we're going to undo the extrusion, which forms the height array. there's the extrusion, it's removed. And this will give us access again through, you can just slide out the lens to get access to the arrays. If we flip this over, you can see the arrays here, and at the very end here, which is good to know for the bottom, is the array where it connects. So we can slide these arrays out, and it's easy to push them right like this. Now I won't take them all out here, but you can see closely here, there's the cover and the track that you're putting these things in. And what we would be doing is we can take them all out, we can replace one or two, put them back in, whatever it is that we have to do in order to do the maintenance. And then we straighten the connectors back up, and when we go to replace these things back in again, just be careful to slide them in that bottom groove that's for the arrays, and just push it in. And there you have the bottom again. And then you can reverse the order for the height. Now what we'll do is we'll also continue this on by showing how to take the length ones out and get access to those arrays.